What's going on, guys? I hope you all are doing well this morning. I'm actually going to be doing, a morning video this time around. I usually do this during the evenings, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to get completely updated with you guys as opposed to what I'm seeing in the charts and really what to expect, I guess, for the next coming couple weeks. So yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of developments that recently happened that I should really address with you all. So I'm here on the 12-hour chart, and it's not looking too good for the bulls. I'll be completely honest with you. There was a little bit of a rally uh, last time that I was here, but it immediately got rejected from a previous point of support. But that I'll get into a little bit later. But from a macro perspective, which is more important at this time, is that we are getting a bounce off of this descending broadening wedge top side support right around here. Okay, so this area has been confirmed as support. Now it is downward sloping support. All right, so it doesn't mean that the reversal is going to happen here. There's a lot of caveats in this situation. So if you look at this dotted horizontal white line here, which I'm going to turn solid and I'm going to turn red. So this, unfortunately, is the base of a head and shoulders pattern, which is why I have these little swoops in here. Yeah, just to confirm, it's like, all right, this is a shoulder, this is the head, this is another shoulder, and as well we have the neckline. So right now, even if price does end up pumping, and actually if you want to get more granular, since it is a little horizontal to the top side, you can get a little bit more granular and do something like this. Just get a horizontal line like that, and basically 1400. If price can't get above these two lines right here on a daily perspective, then we're most likely going to tag the 1K to $800 range for Ethereum. Now, this volume weighted average price here, this anchored volume weighted average price, which is this light blue line, it is now flipped as resistance. So essentially we have topside resistance for multiple points. We have the psychological level at a psychological round number at 1,400. We have the neckline of this large head and shoulders pattern, and also the volume weighted average price. So what I'm seeing here is actually a new descending broadening wedge happen right after this one. So what I'm looking at, frankly, is a rejection to eventually happen around this particular zone. Just for perspective, it could be from here all the way down to here, roughly. And really, this measured move here is actually right back to the base of the previous wick bottom of the all-time low within this bear market. So it's rather interesting. It doesn't mean that we're going to bounce from there. It just means that, from my perspective, it's kind of a foregone conclusion that we're probably going to come back down here eventually to $887. So let me get that for you. I like to go off of exact candle closes as opposed to horizontals in regards to these patterns. So the pattern breakout was this candle right here. So you could argue that it starts right here, and boom, it comes all the way down to the wick bottom. It's really interesting how technical analysis works sometimes. It's very patternistic. It's like puzzle pieces. But yeah, this was a huge development these past couple days. That rejection was pretty gruesome. We could not hold 1,500 as support. And at that point, we did get a bearish engulfing candle right at $1,433. And since then, we've kind of just been compounding and just overall pressure and momentum to the downside. Now there is not only do we have this larger support line right here, this green line, but we also have this form, or if I go to the 4-hour time frame, we do have some form of support that has developed here, which is kind of interesting. We do have topside resistance right around here. So even if, from my perspective, that price is able to get above this area, there's still resistance from this topside resistance. So it's really tough to be bullish at this time. There was an inflection point where this support line and this support line did converge, and we are kind of having like a relief pump today, which is great. Not opposed to pumps at all, but you just got to keep in mind that we are currently experiencing some significant resistance zones up in the near future. From the TSI perspective, this is rather interesting to me. The TSI is in the oversold mark. Now, I would like to see a cross. Usually the more dynamic moves happen when this ends up crossing above the zero line. So if you want a parabolic pump to the upside, then yeah, you could definitely wait for that, or you can wait for that really for the 37-minute time frame, which is kind of close to happening right now. The 1 hour, the 2 hour, the 2 hour hasn't even begun, so to speak. But overall, in regards to momentum, momentum is huge. So yeah, I think the 2 hour really does a good job of kind of showing where the market is right now. You could do something like this in regards to a macro reversal. So I like to see the momentum indicators really reset before I initiate any significant longs or spot positions. Because right now it's just scalping positions, or you're hodling some short positions and stuff like that. Not financial advice, just more so my perspective on the matter of what's going down. But yeah, so you have basically this macro topside that's acting as resistance. There's an inflection point, I'd argue, within, I would say, 13 days. That's the cushion. Basically, you could expect for sure, it could happen way sooner, but really you want to see this TSI break above this resistance line and then back test as support, and then that's when you actually see momentum swap from bullish, I mean bearish to bullish. Anywho, what else? Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I wanted to actually do the secondary line right here, and do that. Yeah, because this is pretty much for today's pump. Yeah, so there is various aspects to look into. So you could see something like this, because this would equate to like a long scalp, get rejected, kind of comes back, kind of chills, and then finally actually breaks through it. So that's kind of like what I'm expecting. So there's going to be mini pumps in between. There will be dumps, of course, in the process. But really, like once this topside resistance is kind of broken, right here, this red line, I do expect a lot more positive price action on a daily perspective and maybe even on a weekly perspective. But right now, we're kind of going against the grain if you're longing at this time. So yeah, I do expect over time to eventually, if this, because this legitly could be a fake out. Let's be real here. This could genuinely be a fake out that does happen sometimes where like it breaks and then it's like, ha, fuck you, and then it comes back and then just continues to the upside. So you have to be aware of that. So you have to have your stop losses. If you wish to short, always have your stop losses, guys. If you're not long term, and honestly, if you're long term short crypto, you're just gonna fail, frankly. Like we've already been in a bear market for a good solid year and a half. So if you haven't really gotten your shorts in already, like you're kind of late to the market. But at the end of the day, we're still in the thick of a bear market. Don't really expect a pivot up until maybe like later this year, December, or quarter one of next year. Really just depends on what the Federal Reserve wants to do. Do they want to continue this quantitative tightening ideology, or will they actually give some quantitative easing back into the market, all that kind of stuff? So really, that is going to be the major pivot. That's going to be the major reversal. All right, so that's something you got to definitely keep your eyes on. Anyway, going back to current price action, um, ultimately, I do see a little bit of a relief rally, but don't be surprised if price gets increasingly rejected at 1,400, which at current prices is about 4% away. So I'm going to keep my eye on the prize in this particular zone. I do expect some form of a pivot to the back down to happen at some point, but yeah, for the meantime, I'm keeping my eyes set on the lower 800 mark as of late. But yeah, if you have a volume, sorry, if you have a anchored VWAP right here, what you can do is you can add an anchored VWAP right here. So if you don't know where that is, I think it's right here. Wait, yeah, let me see here. Is it right here? No, it is not. I don't even know where it's at, guys. Sorry about that. Here it is. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. That is not it. Crap, where's the anchored VWAP? Interesting. Hmm. Where is that bad boy? Huh. Oh, crap. Anchored VWAP. Where are you? Shit, man. Well, I thought I knew where it was at. Here it is. Aha! Okay, it's a. Alright, alright. So if you go onto TradingView, alright, and you go to Trendline Tools, you click the arrow, and then you go to Anchored VWAP. I have it starred here, so it's like in my little, whoops, it's in my little shortcut area right here. So anyway, going back to the Anchored VWAP, you click on the Anchored VWAP, you go to the wick low on the macro charts, and you add it like so. Okay, I already have it added, so it's gonna look a little, yeah. But yeah, basically, as long as price is below the anchored VWAP like that, we're in bear zone, baby. So we were above it for the longest time, and yeah, as you can see, price was above the anchored VWAP more so than um, below it. But the anchored VWAP is a magnet, so price over time does eventually come back to it. Either to reset to continue to the upside or dead cat bounce and then eventually break below it, and that's what we kind of did here. So yeah, we did bounce from it right here in this zone, but unfortunately it was kind of like a dead cat bounce to ultimately create a lower high from we got a high, then we got a lower high. So yeah, unfortunately, that was kind of a confirmation of a dead cat bounce situation. We did get a rising wedge to kind of complement that theory. Broke down. I was kind of expecting a double bottom of some kind, or maybe of like a bounce off 1,500 again, but we did create that lower low right here from we have a low, then a lower low, then a lower high from the, so we had a high, then we had a lower high, now we have a lower low. So yeah, we have an official downtrend. Yeah, so that's why I'm not necessarily too bullish at this time. This relief rally is nice. It's been above, yeah, it's basically recovered 6% of value, but going back to it, we're still in a downward trend. We have top side pretty much defined, top side resistance pretty much defined, horizontal resistance pretty much defined. We do have diagonal support, but it is going lower and lower and lower as time moves on, so something to be aware of. But anyway, I'm going to leave it off at here. Leave it off here. I hope this was informative to you. I just want to say thank you for your time. Have a great rest of the day. Take care. If you haven't liked already, like the page or followed it, please do so. But anyway, thank you so much. Take care. Bye.